Okay, smile, everyone. Good morning and half a day. And to all of our viewers out there in the audience, good morning and half a day to you. We have a very special legislative resolution that we'd like to present this morning to a wonderful organization that had identified a community issue out there where, in fact, a number of organizations and stakeholders had to get together back in 2013 to be able to provide a critical service to our community. And we are here to recognize them for all of their ongoing efforts, but most especially to encourage them to continue what they're doing, because ultimately it benefits our entire island community and it benefits those who directly receive the services from this organization. I am going to read the resolution. We have with us, first of all, I apologize for not recognizing the individuals who are here with us this morning. We have with us the Honorable Senator Will Castro. Thank you very much, Senator, for joining us this morning. We have Ms. Kirsten Rosario from Guam Community College. We also have Tisha Flores from DYA. We have Ben Servino from DICIT, Department of Integrated Services for Individuals with Disabilities. And we have Al Savario from Department of Public Health and Social Services. So everyone, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I will read the resolution, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to ask my colleague to assist me in this reading. But it's because it highlights, and I want the audience and I want the community of Guam to understand exactly what Culture and Language Access Service Partners is all about. So I'd like to invite, I will read the first whereas clause and ask the good senator to read towards the end, and then we will conclude with the presentation. So this is resolution number 341-34 COR, introduced by yours truly, Senator Will Castro, and all the other senators in the 34th Guam Legislature. And it reads, be it resolved by Yumina 34 na Lea Saturan Guahan, whereas in 2013, the Culture and Language Access Service Partners, CLASP, was formed to promote awareness about language access services, LAS. CLASP is an organization of individuals representing various government, nonprofit, and private organizations that agreed to collectively work together to address the need for language access services on Guam, given the issues and challenges in trying to provide services to those who speak other languages and or who come from other cultures, especially from the various Pacific Island and Asian communities. And whereas an executive order was signed by the Honorable Governor Edward J.B. Calvo, requiring all government of Guam entities and agencies, including boards and commissions, to develop a language access plan to address the language needs of its organizations as required by federal mandates and culturally and linguistically appropriate services. And I'd like to ask Senator Cashew if you can. The last whereas, yeah, all the way to the last whereas. Okay, all the way down. Yes.
Whereas beyond the mandates, language access services on Guam was publicized by the University of Guam Cedars, outlining the significance of LAS as a strategy to address disparities in services. It documents efforts to address language equity across the system of services on Guahan. And whereas CLASP was established because Guam is rich in cultural, linguistic, and ethnic diversity, yet it is those in the margins of our communities that are characteristically shortchanged when trying to obtain and acquire the same quality of services, supports, information, benefits, and quality of life because of those very differences in appearance, native tongue, beliefs, customs, resources, levels of cognition and abilities, and so forth. And whereas despite the challenges in providing qualified and trained interpreters and translators, CLASP members understand the importance of providing accurate and quality information and services to all customers so as to effect better outcomes for those served. CLASP was also propelled towards collective efforts because most of its organizations are funded federally and are required through federal mandates and national service standards, culture and language access service standards, to provide LAS to those who need this service free of cost to the consumer. And whereas in the past, the organization has hosted forums shedding light on the language barriers among people who work in the legal, public health, and educational systems on Guahan. These conferences displayed the gap in services due to language barriers and allowed interpreters and service providers to join hands for a common goal of getting all of our residents to clearly understand what is being said.
Thank you very much, Senator Castro. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee on Rules of Mina 34 na Elias Turan Guahan does hereby, on behalf of Elias Turan Guahan, but most especially on behalf of the people of Guam, recognize and commend the Culture and Language Access Service Partners, CLASP, CLASP, for its outstanding dedication to building and providing access to language in our island community, and thus further express undongkulun Jesus Masi to the organization for its commitment to promoting awareness about language access services, which reinforces standards and best practices that support culturally and linguistically competent services for all individuals. Signed and adopted by the Speaker of the Guam Legislature, the Legislative Secretary, as well as the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules. And I'd like to, following the reading of the legislative resolution, and I certainly hope that we all understand the nature of what Culture and Language Access Service Partners is all about. And on this particular case, we'd like to present it to several of the stakeholders. We have Guam Community College, we have Department of Youth Affairs, we have DISIT, Department of Integrated Services for Individuals with Disabilities, and then we also have Department of Public Health, who is represented here this morning, as well as my colleague, Senator Will Castro. So on behalf of myself, the members of the 34th Guam Legislature, but most especially on behalf of the people of Guam, we'd like to commend and recognize and thank the Culture and Language Access Service Partners for all of your tremendous service to our island community, and we wish you continued success in your future endeavors. Thank you, and in Dongkulun Jesus Masi. I understand we were supposed to present this to you. Are you like the chair? No, he's the chair. No, I am not the chair. Okay, can we cut this in half? Congratulations. 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 Thank you. Okay, let's. Good morning again. I'd like to also ask a representative from CLASP, CLASP, to just say a few words in regards to some of their ongoing activities as well as their plans over the course of the next year. So please, if we can get a representative.
So, half a day, everyone. I'm from GCC. I do American Sign Language interpreting for the deaf and hard of hearing. I'm very happy to announce that we have a lot of members, but unfortunately they're not here to make it, but to also let them know that it's been a long progress of work to be recognized as CLASP. We're really not a nonprofit organization. Our organization is just a bunch of people that came together and understood the needs of our community. Right now, I'd like to say that GCC has started our sign language interpreting certificate program to provide language access equal access to our deaf and hard of hearing. So that's some things we've been doing. We've been getting together with class as much as we can just to continue the need to provide language access for all communities in the ESL, for Department of Education, for our medical needs, for our legal needs, and for everybody here on Guam that needs that. Thank you. Thank you, Senator Aguon. Thank you, Senator.
That concludes our presentation, but I want to also encourage our community out there. You heard about some of the programs that CLASP has advocated for and continues to provide our community in terms of services. Please, if by any chance you know any individual out there that would need their services, you see these 4 individuals here who are representing different organizations, DYA, DISID, Department of Public Health and Social Services, as well as GCC. Reach out to them because that's their expertise, and that's why they're there. They want to serve our community the best way they know how. So thank you again. And in Dokla Senator Castro, thank you for joining us this morning.